Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Baka.
This is just gonna be the best show ever.
Yeah, he was making a face at me. I couldn't help it at that point.
You were already laughing. Don't try to pin it all on him.
Not all of it, just some of it.
Sure, blame me for it. I see how you are.
Token Oak Tree.
Oh my god. The podcast is again not live today, so if you're used to watching this live with us, I'm so sorry. Comcast is the most awful company in the world. Ever. Of all time. So we've got somebody coming out tomorrow. The reason my video and Chicken's video probably looks worse than Oak and Baka is because it's our internet that's having the problem. So we've got somebody coming out tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get it fixed because, Jesus Christ, this has been an issue. And then we'll be back to streaming normally. Hopefully. Are you guys ready to do live shows again? This is 2 weeks in a row without live shows.
If they can fix it.
Oh, they better be able to fix it.
I mean, if they gotta like bring out the heavy trucks and like run all new wires and shit like that, it'll be.
I mean, as long as we can fix it in general.
Then you tell them they cancel all their other appointments. You've had enough of this shit.
That's
like,
right.
Fix my internet. I'm having problems.
So the video quality probably is kind of awful, but the audio quality is good. You can at least hear us. Yay! But yeah, you guys looking to go back to get live shows? You ready?
Yes, I have to because I don't get any pressure on me, so I get the giggles trying to start the damn show.
I just miss everybody being around. I miss like the chat interaction and everything. I'm kind of sad about it.
Yeah, well, you know, this is we started somewhere. It used to be just me and Griff. Y'all missed out on the days of us trying to come up with stuff to say, and I'm pretty much sure that's the reason we argued most of the time is just because of the fact that it was the best way to have interaction.
I think we argued most of the time because we legitimately don't agree on things.
There are things we agree on some of the time.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Like,
I don't think I can.
There are colors, not which one is the best, and things like that.
You agree
Purple
on
would be
facts,
the answer
not
on what
opinions.
the best color is, but sure, whatever.
Yes, we agree that things exist most of the time. Like, I don't know where he stands on like Bigfoot and aliens and all of that, but generally we agree on things exist.
You've met me. I don't believe in Bigfoot or aliens.
Bigfoot's real. I'm just kidding. I don't think so. Not the direction I thought the show was gonna go today. Like Bigfoot, aliens.
According to Agent Boulder, they all exist.
Oh my god. Anyway, what's everybody been playing this week?
I've been
Legion.
I've been playing Legion. I also, after 2.5 weeks of farming, I finally got my shiny. Told you guys, if you're listening to this, I told you I would get it. Determination, motherfuckers.
Let me tell you about
the other
this.
two starter is shiny, so you have a team.
No, fuck that. I'm happy with just one. Man, you haven't felt it. Like, I was so overwhelmed when that motherfucker popped up finally.
We were watching a movie, okay? Yesterday, we were watching a movie, and I had to goddamn pause the movie because he was too excited to watch, and he would not stop talking. So I had to pause the movie so that he could, like, freak out, and I could look at it, and we could all be happy. And
that's fine. You're going to do the same thing when you get the Carapony. After so long and so much farming, you're going to be like...
I'm going to run through the house screaming, but,
exactly.
you know.
Chicken, if you haven't figured this out yet, if it's exciting to you, it's not as exciting to her. But if it's exciting to her, you better be damn excited about it.
Yeah, I know that double standard, but
I don't even care. Like when I get the Carapony, I don't care if he's excited or not. Like that's just my own.
Just gonna be like throwing things in excitement. Going, I got a pocket pony!
I think I would have been totally on his level of excitement and been like, yes, this is amazing. Had we not been in the middle of a movie. Like, we weren't at the theater or anything. It's not like he snuck his DS in and was playing while we were watching a movie with other people. We were here at the house, but, like I said, I paused the movie.
Yeah.
But still, it's like we are in the middle of something.
That would have been interesting to, like, see if y'all were watching, like, a movie in the theater and he just all of a sudden gets up and says, yeah, I got the shiny!
I would walk out and pretend not to know him.
I would have been chasing you. Wife!
I don't know this man.
Look, it's shiny. Look at Griff, it's different colors and it sparkles. It's like them fruity little vampires.
Mama said, "Don't leave me this time."
Oh my
Griff,
god!
Unlock the corner. Why are you driving off? What? Grab!
Grab onto the tailgate. No, don't let me go.
Please give me my charger.
Yes.
Yes, that would be the priority. Throw the charger out the window. Oh man.
Oh,
But
but
it
yes.
was very exciting for him.
I was very, very I was barely even paying attention to it. I was just A. And then it popped out, and I happened to like glance out of my eyes, and I saw a little sparkle on it. I was like, and then I saw the color on it, and I was like, it's there. Like I picked it up so carefully and like took the rubber bands off of it.
Yep. I was
and,
like, what are you doing?
Like
It's
barely
it's there.
tapped A just to finish it so that I could save it while I had it, because I told her that if I happen to reset it, we're gonna need a new DS.
Yeah, he was like ready to snap it in half if it somehow disappeared after he finally got it.
Well, the way it is if you press start or select with the rubber bands on it, you automatically reset the game. So that's why I was like, take that off. Let's not even risk resetting it. I've done it too many times. It's like out of habit now.
That actually leads to a really good question to throw out there for discussion. Has there ever been something in a game that you were so excited when you finally got it, like you had to work for it or whatever, and you finally got it, like you had to go tell somebody that didn't even care about it? Has that ever happened to you?
That's like in every single FIFA game ever when I talk to y'all.
Yes. I did this really cool thing in the FIFA game. I'm like,
Or
yeah,
yes,
that's
you guys were
awesome.
talking
I
about
don't
that
know.
a lot. And I was just like, I don't care.
The time
I
lost
know
proto
Baka
drink.
got
Nobody
one
cared
of the
about
mounts that he really wanted, that I really wanted, right in front of me. So he didn't have to tell me about it because I was there.
Yep.
Dick.
Thank you.
I hate you. I hate you so much. I'll just sip my tea. That's none of my business. But yeah,
Speaking of
that's
FIFA.
also for audience. Anything you've been excited about? Speaking of FIFA.
That's what I played this week. FIFA 17
No
came
way!
out. I know, craziness.
I just can't believe it. I mean, I just can't.
Can't
They did
believe it.
add EA. I was like, when they announced at E3 that they were putting a campaign mode in FIFA, I was like, what?
Which,
the
how
crap
weird is that?
What is this? Why are they doing this? Like, I'm gonna care about this stupid character that they've created. Blah blah blah.
That
they
dude has
did it-
real struggles you don't understand.
Right. Well, I mean, they did a really good job. Basically, what they did is they created a character that I didn't think I would be able to relate to in any way whatsoever, but to me, they did a good job of making you relate to the person. They basically put an RPG element in FIFA. It was really weird. They have you basically, as your character goes up in level, they give you skill points that you can put into a little skill tree, and you choose how you want to implement that for the player. So when you get on the field, you can do what you need to for it. And they've
Soccer
got a
as an
pretty
RPG.
yeah, they've got a decent plot line and stuff that's going along with it. Basically, kid starts off as playing in an academy league, which is like high school level league, right? And then he ends up getting seen by a few scouts, and then they're like, these teams are interested in you. You choose the team.
Do you
So,
get
but
like
it's-
offers from the teams? Like you're like, okay, well this team's gonna offer me, I don't know what soccer people get, my own dressing room, and this team's gonna offer me a $50,000 deal with
No.
McDonald's as well. Or do
No,
get
you got an
anything?
agent evidently that's dealing with all that. Like the agent is a skeezy agent. Like he's made him, and you're just
So
like,
you're working
So
for a
I
you're
don't know if
like,
I want this guy
By the
to be
way,
my
I
rep
got
or
you an
not.
extra $100,000, but I need you to put on this really awkward suit. Just don't ask questions. Let's go.
I also got you an extra bonus to do porn on the side. What?
Wow, that escalated.
I've already
quick.
agreed to it, so you've got to do it now.
She
Oh
said
my
porn before
God.
the rest of us did. I'm just going to mention that now.
Yeah, part of the stipulation is you have to be dressed as a giant soccer ball while you're doing it.
That, no thank you. I'm
Yes,
good.
the hell?
One of the
When can
one
I
of the
fire
other-
this agent?
one of the other elements they did was they put conversations in. So like your character will be talking to a coach or another player or a reporter or something like that, and basically you can have 3 answers that go along with that, and it's similar to like if you played Mass Effect or Dragon Age or something like that. And basically the idea behind it is you could do a fiery response, which would actually give you more Twitter followers. You'd had a cool response, which would make it more relaxed, right, the way you're saying it, and it appeases the coach, so you have a better chance of starting, things like that, right? Also could work better towards some of your teammates as well. And then you have the balanced response, which would give you kind of both.
I feel like that should be a totally separate game from FIFA. Like,
Yeah,
I
like
feel
that-
like there should be FIFA that you're used
Like,
to,
you
and
still
then
have
this
your
new
regular- yeah,
soccer.
that part's
I
still
know,
there.
but I mean, think about how cool it would be, because I'm not going to buy FIFA to play that, but it does sound kind of neat. I would like that aspect of it, but I don't know enough about soccer to actually want to play FIFA.
Yeah. Well,
FIFA the
and-
RPG.
So basically, you're like, man, I need some more Twitter followers.
I'll be fiery
I'm going to
today.
tell this guy
Well,
he's an asshole.
And see, and I haven't got
I mean,
into
at least
this
it wasn't
shit.
like, at least it's not like Fallout or something where it's like, oh, you know, a nice response, you know, an okay response, and then like you're just a dick.
Wait, but how
Right.
long, if it's like the Bioshock and all that, not Bioshock, sorry, all the BioWare games, how long until you can romance your skeezy coach? Just
Oh
saying.
God, please no. But
There's an extra 100,000 in it for you.
and here's,
Play the
and
hell
here's
out
the
of that
thing
game.
too. Like one of the characters that's in it. Like I wanted to really be a dick with him, but I was thinking because it helps your team chemistry if you're able to get along personality wise, right? But I
Okay.
really wanted to be an ass to him on one little comment that he made, and the fact that he was a dick the first time I ever met him. And I was like, oh, I really want to do this, but I'm like, I don't want to mess up our game either. So it's kind of like so you.
That's
kinda
why you
got that
save.
element.
You save, make the bad choice, see what happens, and then reload.
I
That's
think
what you
it
do with all
saves
the
right
other
after you
ones.
Make the decision actually on this one, so you don't really have much of a choice.
Remove the hard drive. Remove the hard drive. Save now, motherfucker.
But it's a cool concept. Like the idea of putting it in there, I would be more interested. I think and you can do the same voice actors, and you can do.
Is the
whatever
voice
you
acting
wanted
good?
to. The voice acting's not bad.
Okay.
It's not it's not. I mean, it's not like
not
they,
like early
they turned around and they
90s.
went,
It's
"Hey,
not Resident Evil Jill Sandwich bad.
yeah."
Wow,
I think
you were almost
I think
the
they
Jill
tried to make
sandwich.
it decent enough to where people would want to play it and you'd be fine with it, but they wanted to see how this went before they decided to implement this as a permanent thing.
It needs to be a separate game.
Yeah, I was temporarily upset when I thought that they had removed the women's national teams from the game. And I'm like, you just made this huge breakthrough last year. You put all the women's national teams in here, and you take them all away. Yeah, I was all mad, and then I found
Are
them.
they still in there? Okay.
Yeah, they're still in there. They found them. They did their motion capture that they're using Frostbite engine now too on this.
Super high-end engine. Yay.
Right.
Oh, wait, does it still have the funny things, like where you fall into the ground and stuff?
I have not ran into any of the
it.
glitches and stuff.
That's the
yet.
best part of all
But
the
you
FIFA
know,
games.
FIFA's gonna have glitches. That's
They've
just the way
got
it works.
to.
Madden and FIFA are both going to have glitches. It's just the way it works. But we played a few games. My friend Mike came over and we played a few games. We're trying to practice for eventual drunken commentary, which we've done in the past. And every time FIFA comes out, we at least try to do a couple times. He's actually wanting to do in campaign mode and do drunken commentary with the campaign mode. So
You could
I'll be
record
playing,
that and put it up as a Let's Play.
yeah, and so we're not really sure. Like, I'm not really sure if I want to do that with him or not. But at the same time, I'm kind of like,
What I
"Yeah,
get
dude."
here is that you don't trust your friend not to say some really fucking inappropriate shit. And you just don't want anybody else to know that he said it.
I don't think you've met him, but I'm gonna go with yeah. That's pretty much it. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk to him about it. Be like, hey man, we're gonna do this, but I need you to understand that you're gonna have to not be some of the things that you are, okay?
But yeah, it's pretty. I don't know. It's gameplay wise, they changed some of the elements of it. Soccer people would understand that there's what they call a penalty kick, which is basically you've got this big, huge square that goes around the outside of where the goal box is at, and if you create a foul on the inside of there, inside your own box, then the other team gets a one-on-one shot with the goalie. And they, for years, have had it set up one way where you had this little sliding bar that went back and forth, and basically when you made the kick, you tried to time it to where it was in the green, and then you had to kind of aim the
Isn't that how
shot
golf
where-
games usually work too?
Yeah, very
Like
similar.
the same mechanic? Not that I play a whole lot of golf games, but
Very similar, but the golf ones usually have like you go up one way and then you hit it, and that was like power, and you go another way and that's accuracy or something. But very similar in thought process of it. But now they've changed it to where you have an arrow that points, and you aim the arrow, and if you push your left joystick forward, you have to aim with the right one in order to be able to go where you need to, and then you have to quickly push B in order to shoot. Very hard mechanic. I am glad that I have little paddles that are attached to mine in order to be able to play, because I can just do this, right, where everybody else would have to go real quick. So it's almost like they got with Xbox and went, hey, we know you have these little paddles on the bottom of yours. We're going to make this difficult to where people have to buy your controller. That's almost what it's like.
Look with your special controller.
So, but yeah, it's pretty good. I've enjoyed it so far. I've joined a team, and like I said, they set it up to where you've got every team that's available in the English Premier League, the top rating part of it, and they tell you right off the bat. Your agent says, just keep in mind that if you go to one of the bigger teams and you're not a starter, that you might not even be on the bench, that you might have to work your way up. But if you go to a smaller team, you have a possibility of starting. So I went to a smaller team.
So does that mean that there are whole rounds that you don't even get to do anything because you're on a big team, but you don't get to play?
Yeah, like if you were a reserve team, it's just simulated. Like it'll tell you what the score is, and then you just have to keep doing practices until you get up. So you want to do the other one because games actually help your development. So the more games you're in, the more play you get, then the higher your character begins to go, right? So that's why you want to pick a smaller one. And then I didn't, like, they did a good job, too, of you got, like, a best friend. Whatever team you pick, your best friend picks the same team.
So what if your best friend sucks? Is it going to drag your team down?
No, he doesn't suck. Like, that's the thing. He's your competition. So whatever position you choose, whatever, he's going to be your competition. And so that
damn it, friend, get off my shit.
Right, helps develop your plot line a little bit. And then, like in my case, I didn't make the starting spot, but my best friend did. So
now he's your rival, and you're going to shank him in the locker room.
Yes.
Yes!
It gets all dangerous later. So
they're really up the drama level.
He made the team, and I didn't, so they actually ended up loaning me out to a lesser team where I'm very successful at, right? So,
but it's not as cool as your friend's position. He's always going to be better than you. I mean, you're just going to have to live with the fact that you suck and your best friend's better.
I'll beat him one day, I'm convinced it's going to happen. And in my particular case, my grandfather was a professional player. My dad was a professional player. He just got hurt. I got this down.
Oh, wait, is that good. A threat? Are you threatening your best friend? Is he going to get hurt?
I don't know. Hey, I'm getting all fiery right now because that's one of my responses I can do. I get all fiery.
Your Twitter followers go up.
Extra Twitter followers. He said that guy was an asshole.
Yeah, I've almost got 100,000 Twitter followers right now. That's right. Live with that.
It seems like such a trivial thing. Like, what the fuck does your Twitter followers have to do with your valuability as a player?
I think it improves your value as a player. Like, not,
yeah, but I mean, like, what if you're really shitty but super controversial? Are people going to buy you because your name is controversial? I mean, buy you. Like, you're
involved in human trafficking. You haven't paid attention to sports in the last, 20 years, right?
I don't really do sports that much.
There's a lot of people that are controversial that aren't necessarily very good.
That seems stupid. Like, aren't you playing to be good, not playing to be an asshole?
Well, there'll be people that are mediocre, but they'll be. Well, I mean, I'll give you like Tim Tebow was controversial, even though he's a nice guy and everything else, and he was a good college player in football, but he wasn't necessarily the best player in professional.
The only reason I know who that guy is because he had an Allstate commercial or something. The Tebow double check thing. They did like a hand movement. That's all I know about him.
That would be Aaron Rodgers does the double check.
No, there was one with, they said his name. It was Tim Tebow.
I don't remember Tim Tebow having a double check commercial, but okay.
Yes, he did.
If you saw it, then okay.
That is the only reason that I know his name.
And he now plays minor league baseball.
Okay, sure, whatever.
He had a home run, first pitch that he was thrown in minor league baseball.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, but the FIFA game, if you're a FIFA fan and you're waiting or anything like that, highly recommend it. And the campaign mode is fun. So,
the campaign mode needs to be separate, and I think that next year Telltale needs to make a version of it.
A Telltale version of it actually would be fun because you could actually set it up to where you'd have to understand a little bit about the game, but you could actually set it up to where you make certain moves, like just like you have your.
No, I mean, I'm not talking about the soccer stuff. I'm talking about, like, all the campaign, just the campaign stuff, where it's like, yeah, you did really great at the game today, Jimmy. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why Telltale needs to make one, so I don't have to worry about the soccer part. I can just worry about all the drama part that happens off the field. your best friend Alex just did way better than you. How do you feel about it? And then you get all the choices, and it's like, your best friend Alex will remember that because you said he was a dick, and you're going to push him down the stairs so you can be better.
You just stole your best friend's wife. What's he gonna do about it? Kick your ass.
See, I'm telling you, it's this whole like campaign mode has opened up a whole new side of soccer that needs to be exploited by other like RPG makers.
Yes, Telltale FIFA.
Yes. Actually, they probably couldn't do FIFA because the licensing is expensive. They'd have to be like Telltale soccer games, soccer stories, some shit like
Soccer
that.
Pro. Yeah, it'd be Soccer Pro, right?
Yep. See?
So
yep.
Telltale Soccer Pro.
Telltale, pay us for these ideas, man. Come on. This would be great. It'll sell like, at least 100 copies.
And they could do it they could just make original characters up that are like obscure, right?
Exactly.
Like you'd have like a goalkeeper that was like a troll and a and a couple defenders that are like elves, something. Just
No,
just set
I
up
mean
random.
Telltale
Trees
can
that
do
are hobbits.
normal people. It's just
It's like
they have
Blood
to be.
Bowl except with soccer.
Yeah, so you could do that too. Who did Blood Bowl? Was that Tecmo back in the day?
No, Blood
Blood
Bowl
Bowl's
is a
still
game done by Games Workshop. It was
I've
a
got Blood
tabletop
Bowl.
game. Although recently they've done a couple of games that were like computer games. I don't remember what company did them, but I bought the first one and I didn't like it. Like the computer
Well, then.
cheats bad.
The computer cheats. Is it because you're supposed
Look,
to enter your own cheat codes?
I played it for several hours, and I only managed to be able to like just knock someone aside. But the computer's like, "Oh, my one little guy basically just completely destroyed and killed your dude," and it was only one of them. But your guys who are teaming up with 4 of them are like, "Nope, we just kind of push you back a little bit."
Nice.
That doesn't work.
Well, I think that the 3 of us have only played Legion. I will mention the one cool thing that I saw this week. Baka got it, and then I got it. I found him. I got one now, but I don't have a crab. There's a rare mob called Crabshank, and if you kill him,
It's
you
Pink
get a
Shank.
Pentshank, and then you get the Crabshank toy. And if you see a hunter's pet that is a crab, you can give them a giant knife. So their normal crab, it just looks like a regular crab's walking around with a big giant knife. It's like it doesn't do anything, but it makes me giggle so much. Baka, you're gonna take a screenshot and put it on the website so that I can look at it when we're not playing.
That'll work.
Crab Shank.
I also have a hoop for my little vanity pets where I can make them jump through hoops.
It's a flaming hoop, though, isn't it? Aren't you trying to, does it work with things that are not, like, animals? Like, you've got the vanity pet that's like a balloon. Can you make those things do it, too?
I don't know.
Balloon, jump!
And
Jump,
then it,
balloon!
pops.
I don't have the vanity pet that's just a balloon.
I think that's
I
his
do.
toy. Actually,
Oh,
Oh, well, I've
I'll
got
have
one
to
that's a
make Rip a
balloon.
hoop.
And then there's the spores, they're just like little circles with a bunch of spikes on them.
Yeah, any
do
of the
it?
little vanity pets that you can summon, all of them will jump through. Like, I even got a snake to jump through it, and the way they jump through it is, like, really fucking funny. I'll have to show you on that one.
It's because
Is it, like,
snakes don't have...
spring-loaded?
They
Well,
go
snakes don't
vertical.
have animation, like jump animations normally, so their little slither is all they've got, and so when they jump, it's just the whole thing jumping straight up and over.
Oh, no. No, when the snake jumps through the hoop, like, its entire back half from the back of its head all the way back, like, sticks straight up in the air, and it jumps through the
What?
hoop. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. I thought it would be like the Naga, who don't have jump animations, so the whole
Nope.
thing just jumps up and over.
Nope.
Ah.
I was expecting that, but the way the snake jumps, yeah, I'm gonna have to show you that one.
Okay. Well, you have to work today, but maybe tomorrow. Alright. You guys want to talk about some news stuff? There's only a few things, but I imagine some of it we'll spend a minute on. So, who wants to pick the first news topic of the day?
I say we go with the first topic, the big topic of the day.
Well, I was
You think
gonna
that's
say
the big one?
Battleborn free to play.
Oh, there you go. Baga
Alright.
stole it before you. So
Alright.
yes, Battleborn
Yep.
is going free to play, although that was a little confusing early on. It turns out that I think it was Kotaku wrote an article, and then Randy Pitchford of Gearbox was a little offended, took to Twitter and said that they wrote an article, a reckless article about it going free to play, and they weren't going free to play, but they were changing their model. And then basically what it is they're going to release a trial version of the game that will have rotating champion pools, and the trial version is not limited. It is an unlimited trial, so basically it's like League of Legends, which means it's free to play, it rotates your champions, and you can play for as long as you want, and then choose to buy things if you want to. that's free to play, Mr. Pitchford.
Yep.
I'm so sorry. I think that it was probably one of those things where some people still think free to play is offensive. Like, you're saying my game's cheap and garbage, and no, it's not. There's a lot of really great free to play games. Just, I think he got offended momentarily. But yes, so it is going to be free to play. You can purchase stuff, upgrades, items, things like that. All the DLC as it comes out, or if it's already come out. So, what do you guys think about that? It's good? Good way to go? Bad way to go? Sucks because people bought it retail?
I think we
honestly,
talked about it in
a
May,
better way
right?
to go than what they had.
Yeah, it'll probably increase the player base, which is good because that game is definitely kind of low in the people playing right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's by no means a bad game. It was just...
From what I've read, all of the reviews are relatively positive about it. It's just that it came out right around, like, a couple of weeks or a week before Overwatch, so it came out at a really bad time, and it wasn't as polished, maybe, as Overwatch. Polish is not the right thing. It wasn't the same thing that people were looking for with Overwatch, and Overwatch just overshadowed it.
Yep. Very true.
But it's going free to play. So I don't know if it's going to be one of those things like League where if you like a champion, you can buy them specifically. But I would hope so.
I don't know how they're going to do that because I know that most of the heroes in there have to be unlocked in a certain way. Like, maybe you'll have to buy the ability to unlock that champion.
Buy the ability to unlock it.
Yeah.
Just buying the unlock?
I don't like.
People are not gonna. Yeah, if they did it that way, I don't think people would like it because it's like, I'm gonna give you like $5 so I can go through and then do all these crazy things to unlock this champion. No, if I'm gonna spend money, I want the champion.
Well, we're gonna have to see.
That goes back to the you spent $60 on the game and you don't get the champions.
Yep.
I think if you spent $60, you already get the champions, though.
No, you don't. You have to.
I think you should.
Them.
Like, once it goes free play, though, I think free to play. I think if you spent the retail price on it, it should unlock all of the characters for you.
What about the people who are still working on the champions?
So I'm assuming they're just starting this trial on PC first, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. And they don't even have a date for when. It just says in the near future. Like, everything I read is in the near future, coming soon. It's not like any specific, this date, this is what's going to happen. And I don't know what they're going to do about the people who, like Chicken brought up the point of, what if somebody already bought it for retail? Are you going to lock those people out of those characters? That's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, like, I don't know how, like I said, you have to like win 15 games with so-and-so faction. So if I buy that hero, I still have to win 15 games with so-and-so faction? Or you just give me the hero and... if I buy the whole version, do I get everything? Or do I have to unlock everything? So is it better if I just buy the hero? I don't know. It's going to be really, really weird. They're going to have to completely change their in-game store and the way their model works.
Well, I'm kind of excited about it because Battleborn I was interested in, but I wasn't willing to commit money because we were buying Overwatch at the time. And even since then, it's like we've got so many other things that are out and that we're going to be paying for soon, Gears of War 4 and Battlefield 1, that I wasn't willing to spend the money on it. But if it's going to be free to play, I'm kind of interested to try it out. I'm even more interested to see how they work it, like in the respect of people bought it and how you're going to unlock and things like that. What's going to be the microtransactions?
Or if there are no microtransactions, they let you play the game for free, rotating heroes. But if you want to buy the game, it's $40 and then you unlock everything. Or then you unlock the ability to unlock everything. It's like buying the game.
Maybe. Sure. Why not? We'll have to see. As soon as this goes like public on how it's gonna develop, we'll talk about it again. Let's say that. We'll save that, and if you know something about it, or if you've already played it and you think you have an idea of how it's gonna work, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. You can go to infiniterespawn.com, or you can leave a comment here on YouTube. Either way. And if you're listening to that, then you can go to YouTube and leave a comment. If you're listening on iTunes or Podbean. And silence because I was taking a sip of my tea. Way to go, team. Go, team. All right.
I mean, you know, to be fair, you know, I heard half of what you said.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of Gearbox, I'll just go ahead and we'll throw this out because it'll be short and we'll get it out of the way. A Brazilian's ratings board has posted a listing for Bulletstorm, which is apparently going to be called the Full Clip Edition. And it's slated for Xbox One, PS4, PC in 2017. EA produced or published the original game. People Can Fly are the studio that made it, and then EA published it. but EA is not listed as the publisher this time around. It's Gearbox. So I don't know if that means that Gearbox has bought the IP for it and is planning on doing maybe a sequel, or if, I don't know, maybe it's just listed incorrectly because it's a ratings board thing, but that board has been correct in the past about stuff. Then again, we also know that we saw several dates previous to the BioShock collection launching, and so maybe it won't be next year, but I really hope it is because I love that game, Bulletstorm. I'm so ready to play it again.
My vocabulary extended quite drastically playing that game.
Well, I mean, wasn't it done by the same dude that did Gears of War anyways, or?
No, well, Cliffy B worked on it, and yes, Epic did have a hand in it and whatnot, but People Can Fly are the studio that actually made it, and I think they might have been partially made of Epic employees. Which is why they kind of looked like the guys from Gears of War. I mean, they not facially wise, but their bodies were all big and bulky, and they were all stompy, grizzled Marine dudes like the Gears of War guys. So I can see the family resemblance, let's call it.
The family resemblance.
Yes.
Language was quite different, though.
Yeah, the language was very different. If you haven't played Bulletstorm yet and you're planning to pick it up on the remaster,
make sure you're old enough to hear that kind of language.
Well, definitely pick it up because it's amazing and it's so fun. Unless you just lack creativity and only want to shoot people with guns, and then go back to playing COD. But if you like creative kills and whatnot, go for that. If you like creative language and you're not opposed to hearing things worse than any sailor you've ever heard speak, then go for it. You'll learn a lot of new curse words that shouldn't be curse words, but are.
Yay.
So awful. Also, you get the phrase, "I'm gonna kill your dick." Yeah, that's what you can look forward to in Bulletstorm. It does make sense. It's great. It makes sense.
Yeah. 90% of the phrases in that game don't make sense.
They don't have to.
Yeah, they don't, because you're like, I'm gonna kill your dick.
Because it's fun.
It is fun. If you're gonna let me leash somebody towards me and then kick them into a giant cactus to impale them and murder them, I don't give a damn what you're saying. Like, go ahead, say all the curse words you can think of. Throw together as many obscene things as you want in one sentence. I mean, like, basically, there's only 2 words in every sentence that are words that you could say. If this was released in a censored version, you would not hear the dialogue.
Yeah, it'd be like, you're a... beep, 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 beep. It'd be like a fucking robot game.
It'd be like, beep, 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 spaceship, beep, 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 warrior, beep, 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 murder, beep, beep, beep. What?
Is that a fax coming in? What the hell is that?
It's old dial-up internet, that's what it sounds
Oh,
like.
God.
If you're opposed to cursing, that might be what it sounds like to you anyway. But it's a lot of fun. Hopefully 2017 we'll see. Why is Gearbox publishing it? Who knows? Let's find out.
Oh, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
Let's find out, shall we?
All right, Chicken wanted to talk about
No,
what
we'll
he's
go on
calling...
to the Destiny thing. We'll talk
okay,
about that last one.
you want to save that last? Okay.
Yeah, we'll save that one for last.
All right, so we're talking about Destiny 2.
Destiny 2.
Yes, like the legit sequel, I guess. Got pushed back to next year. It was originally, I think, in their big flowchart of everything was supposed to be this year. Big surprise, it got pushed back. Which, I say big surprise, but it's because the first one also got pushed back a year. So it's like, let's just continue. Let's make everyone that's a new release actually wait a year. Just cause. Apparently the big thing that people are upset about now, or right now, right this second, until we find out more, is that you won't be carrying your current characters over to the new game. So you're going to be spending 10 years with this game and these characters. It's not these characters, it's with this game series that you're going to be spending 10 years with, but not the characters. And some people are, I mean, it's kind of both sides of the argument. Some people are like, yay, that probably means new classes, and it won't matter that I won't be able to bring my old one over. And other people are like, boo, I've spent so much time on this one, and I really liked it because you told me I was going to be able to carry it forever and ever and ever, and now I can't. What do you guys think is going to happen? How's this going to play out? Go.
I think it's going to end badly.
Why?
I mean, okay, it's basically kind of like, what if every time World of Warcraft released a new expansion, you had to do a whole new character again?
But it's technically
It's
a
different.
sequel and not an expansion, and I think the other thing that you could argue, using a Blizzard example, would be Diablo to Diablo 2 to Diablo 3. You didn't
Yes.
carry any of those characters over, even though you played the shit out of them.
Yes, that's a better example. It's not an expansion, it's a new game.
So I could see both sides of the argument.
Yeah, it's a continuation. It is just like Diablo to Diablo 2 to Diablo 3 because the story is continuous. Hell, you see characters from the first game and the second game and in the third game from the second game. So it's continuous. The story's all there, but they wanted to change everything.
Your hero's different.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I guess if they're actually redoing like the whole system, where they're gonna like redo it completely from the ground up and not just go, yeah, it's a continuation of the story, but it plays exactly like how the first Destiny was.
Well, they said that they want like a whole sequel feeling. Like there's a quote from the Kotaku article, which by the way you can find the link to the Kotaku article on our website. But it says, over the past few months, I've heard that Bungie's leadership wants Destiny 2 to feel like a proper sequel, even if that means leaving old planets, characters, and activities behind. So we're looking at getting, like, basically a fresh new start. You're going to just... I'm not going to say you're going to wipe everything that you've already done, but you're going to either time jump or space jump to somewhere completely opposite in the same time span, something like that, where... You're going to be starting over, I guess. But how do you do that when you've built your character up as the hero?
They are the hero of the Destiny game.
Well, I think first of all, you need to have a proper ending to your original game. Like I don't know if the Rise of Iron expansion ended it or not. I know it did not get good reviews. That it sounded like it was the same old.
Yeah.
Versus the Taken King that basically was a reboot of the original Destiny. It was like Destiny 1.5, if you will, and fixed a bunch of stuff and did things that it should have done to start with, that type of deal. I think what Bungie needs to do, I think Bungie needs to do this. I think Bungie needs to get away from the model that they've set up, and they need to create something new that's on there. They need to figure out a way to get people out of Destiny 1 and put them into Destiny 2, though.
I think that's a big thing that they'd have to overcome, though, is you've got some people that are so tied to their characters because they've put so much time, and a lot of people aren't used to the way that things like Diablo and stuff like that work, where you can just completely scrap all the time that you've spent in a game and go on to the next one. I think that having people that are super into the first Destiny let go of those characters and move to the next might be difficult for them.
But I think like I said, if you do it correctly, which it's a matter of whether they do it correctly or not, I think that you could feel that your character is part of the universe you were in the first one. But if you set it up if you set up the second one, then whatever characters you create for that one's going to be part of that part of the universe.
You've got to have it carry over somehow, though. Like, there's got to be some mention of your previous character.
There probably will. They said if they're going to do a true sequel, it should be. But my question is, which are you doing a true sequel of? The Taken King or the version before that? Because if you give me a hollow sequel, then there's no way.
I feel like it would be a sequel, like based on whatever happened or whatever's going on right now in Rise of Iron and all of that stuff. Whatever the latest is. It has to go, okay, that was the end. We wrapped this up here, which, I don't know, maybe they'll make it like a comic or something like that, or big cinematic when they get ready to release the next one and be like, okay, and here's what happened to all of your people at the end of this, which is why this is going to be the start of new. They just have to really figure out how to make it work so you don't be like, well, your other heroes were heroes, but let's just forget about them and go to the second game.
Well, and I think you could do them in the same universe. They fight in the same cause, too. It's always a possibility that you set it up and you go, okay, you could actually set the sequel up to be taking place at the same time.
Well, yeah, that's why I said it could be some space skip where you're on the other side of the galaxy at the same time, but... Right.
And then you eventually make your Destiny 3, those characters can come together in some way, right?
And then you can pick which one you want to play.
Yeah, I think that from their standpoint, I think that what Bungie needs to look at is what they did with the Taken King, which was whatever you release and Activision comes to you and says, strip it, you say no. You've got to be able to say no to Big Brother. I don't think that they're
allowed to say no to them, unfortunately, though. I mean, I agree with you. I feel like Bungie really should be like, you know what, Activision, go fuck yourself with this shit of carving up the game. But I don't think they're allowed to. I think
Activision's learned a little bit from that as well. I don't think they've learned a whole lot, but I think that they understand the fact that Destiny players or Bungie players are not the same as a COD player.
Yeah, but they still made all of the money off of it.
And you create them. Do what now?
They still made all the money off of it, so I don't think they're going to learn that much because it was still profitable.
But they made more money off the Taken King than they did the original part of Destiny.
That's true,
which I
but
think
they're
is-
also dealing with something that's releasing expansions instead of new games, which is what their Call of Duty series does, is it's a new game every year. But with this, they're like, maybe it's the same thing. Well, it's not, but expansions are smaller, and we're just cutting out part of the original game so it doesn't cost as much. And I don't think that Activision is going to learn anything, but I think Bungie's going to hopefully kind of try to work around how Activision wants to set it up now that they know how Activision's going to play.
Well, and that's a good possibility. And I think and the deal is like with them, what Bungie needs to look at is the fact that you've got longtime Bungie users, all four of us for one, that are big fans of the Halo series, big fans of their games.
Well, their game's up until Destiny.
Yes, but what I'm saying is we're big fans of their game, but because of Destiny, we no longer wanted to play. Mm-hmm. So, and that's where we kind of look at it, and they need to understand that they lost people when that happened. Because it wasn't just people following, people leaving and going to follow Halo. It was people enjoying what Bungie was doing with it, and that's the reason you get people complaining about what's happened at 343 Studios with Halo, right?
Yeah.
So,
but I think that in both cases, like, both games, through Halo and Destiny, have made enough money that they're not really concerned about the people that they've alienated, because those people have already stopped paying for their product, but there are lots more people that are paying for their product. So I really don't think that financial side of it is hurting them that badly.
But I think that when you get to Destiny 2, you're going to find a lot of people that played the first one, continued to play the first one, that are not going to buy the second one. And I've got a friend of mine, actually two friends of mine, one of which works at a major gaming retailer, that has put in thousands of hours into Destiny, and the other one.
Well, we've got regulars that have put tons of time into it. I mean,
Vald,
Wraith, Ollie, all of them.
And in both cases, they said, "I will not buy a second one."
That'd be interesting to see if you're playing. If you're listening to this and you play Destiny, the current Destiny, are you interested in buying Destiny 2, or is this going to be a turn-off for you as well? Like, what's your plan for the next Destiny game? I guess. Because I think it'd be interesting to hear from somebody that is playing it, considering that we don't. And I'm not being negative on Destiny. Like, this is one of the few times that I'm playing completely middle of the ground. I'm not being negative. They've got a solid thing in some aspects and not in others. But I'm just curious, for people who are really tied to it and really love the game and are still playing on a regular basis, how does this affect you? Like, when Destiny 2 comes out and you're going to be leaving behind the Titans and Warlocks and Hunters that you've spent so much time with, does that bother you? What do you want to see Activision and Bungie do in the future with this game series? How's it gonna be? What's your plan? What's your dream future for Destiny? My dream future for Destiny is more Titans.
One thing we didn't even mention is that it's coming to PC. Like,
finally, PC people will get to play.
With that in mind, Destiny 2 PC players don't have any characters to start from.
That's true.
Like, they'll have to start over, period. So,
well, and then you're going to have people that just buy Destiny 2 for the first time.
Exactly. So that in my head makes it really difficult to carry over your characters like that. Like, all right, cool, these guys get to start with high-level characters. Like, all right, cool, you can just bring your character over. You start off at 1 and all of that shit. Like, everything you've done is just gone. So if you're making a new game, you kind of have to start over so that everyone's, running out of the gate together. So
I wonder how people are going to feel about doing the grind all over again. Destiny had a lot of grind to it, and
it depends on how they change it, right? I mean, I think that's one of the elements they need to look at and how they do it with the game. They need to do it in a way that seems fair, but also, I mean, not tedious, right?
Yes.
I think that one of the things.
Well, they said that they're going to change the activities, so hopefully that means that it'll be a little more variety and a little less repetitive grind.
Yes, exactly. They kind of need to take a page out of Blizzard's book. How this expansion, they've kind of done away with the tedious grind and whatnot, where it's all fun and interactive. They need to make the worlds more open, more events that go on, things to do, things like that, instead of going out and killing these same mobs over and over again, or sending me to the same fucking place 8 times in a row to go kill different mobs in different sections of the area. It's like, no, that's not fun, dude.
See, I like the way Shadow of Mordor did it.
The first time, it gets boring within the third or fourth time.
You mean Shadow of Mordor, like the Nemesis system aspect of it, where you're wanting to track certain things?
Not necessarily, but it was also one of those things to where it was an open world, right? So I can move from one location to the other, and I might encounter something that I've never had to encounter before, and it might be a boss of some sort or bad guys, whatever it happens to be. but it's generated in a certain way. But I also like the element that was in there that, like, Chicken could see your, oak tree died right here, whatever, and he could go back and avenge my death. I thought that was such a cool element.
Yes.
I found the guy that killed you and had to kill him.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's so awesome.
More games need that.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Because it would be like, oh, your buddy died right here, and then you could go in and that's where you do a double drop, loot drop or whatever, right? You could turn around and be like, okay, your friend died here, but I'm going to avenge his death, and when I avenge his death, I get more loot because of the fact that he killed you, and it's just, because if you think about it from this standpoint, if I die, in theory, whatever it was that I had on my body is there. So
steal from your friends.
Can take all my stuff, right?
I don't think they'll do that.
Okay, I know this is totally unrelated, but if there was one game that is currently, like, it exists currently, that you could put the Nemesis system in and have that kind of feature, what game would it be?
The Nemesis feature in any game.
Yes, in any game.
Oh, wow.
Didn't we already get the Nemesis feature in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis? That motherfucker would just show up all the time and whoop your ass.
Not the same.
Let's see.
Like, if you were playing it online, you could see where your friend had died and what they had died to, and you could get, like, bonus points or just the amazing feeling of avenging your friend. I've already got one. I'll just tell you mine while you're thinking.
I kind of wanted Grand Theft Auto 5 in a way.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one, too.
Ooh, that would be a really good one.
Grand Theft Auto
Oak Tree got killed by this mugger. Oh, I'm going to get that motherfucker.
Yeah, but they would have to make something, like, make NPCs more aggressive, because, I mean, when was the last time a civilian ran up to you and clocked you in the face and stole your money?
But I
there
don't
was
think
one civilian that took my car in the middle of the desert, and I had to fucking walk. It was 45 minutes in real time. Oh, Jesus. I was really in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
why didn't I think of that? Would they have come and picked me up in the middle of the desert?
I think they could pick you up anyway.
Damn it.
As long as they get the vehicle out there, they will come to pick you
walk
up.
25 minutes in the desert. Oh, yeah, by the way, I could have called a cab.
Damn it. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I'd do it in Halo. Be like, Bakaru was killed here by this brute. I'd be like,
They
yes.
should have messed in the middle of the desert. They should have messed with you. Like, they should have been like, no phone signal or nothing. Shit, right?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered because I didn't look at the phone because I didn't think about it. So it wouldn't have mattered to me. Motherfucker.
Halo would have been good.
Yep, that would have been mine. You're going through the campaign and it has like a little marker and you're like, what's that? Oh, look, Elite Chicken was killed here by an Elite. That's funny.
I think it would fit better in RPG kind of games, though, so that there's some sort of level and reward system to it, where in Halo it's just kind of like, yeah, you killed the brute and you don't get anything.
Oh, I'd like it in Borderlands too.
Ooh, Borderlands is a good one.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Like, this is killed by a badass psycho right here. Yes! I'm gonna avenge them and take their loot.
But it needs to be an open world game, and it have to have randomly generated
NPCs.
bosses and quests and whatnot. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go kill this boss over here. He just whooped my ass. Friend shows up.
You could technically do it in Fallout.
Yeah,
you could.
Fallout would be a good one. Because that's exactly the same as Mordor.
Mm-hmm.
So that would actually be a good one to do.
More games need this technology. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Because, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I would, like... I would troll the fuck out of people, though. That big bell tower, I would go up and ring it and then run down and die to all the death claws, and they come out and they're like, what happened over here? They get, like, swarmed by death claws. Fuck that shit. He can avenge himself.
That's exactly what I'd say about it, too.
Oh
my
that would
God.
be glorious. I wish I could watch it, though. Avenge me, my friend. No, fuck that. Do it yourself.
That would be funny though if it'd pop up something like, and your friend has avenged you, whatever, right? And then like you could leave him a present, like in Diablo or something. Just be able to, how you have like the little mailbox thing. You can leave your friend, do something similar.
Yes.
I think it'd have to be a randomly generated present because then people would use it just to ship stuff back and forth to other people, and things
Fair
like
point.
Fallout and whatnot. That might be not a good idea. Okay, you want to go ahead and get to the last news story of the day since we're running close on time, and we're going to talk about it probably for a minute.
50 minutes so far for our show. All right. The last bit of news is a bit interesting, and I can't say I was expecting it, but No Man's Sky is being investigated by the UK watchdog group, the Advertising Standards Authority, for false advertising.
let me explain to you how, oh my god, I'm shocked that they're being looked into for lying to people about what their game would have.
They're looking heavily at the Steam store page.
Yes, which I linked on the thing, or you can just Google Steam No Man's Sky. It'll be like the first thing that pops up. But even on that, like the picture that I pulled to put on the website for us today is one where there's like a planet and a bunch of spaceships and it looks like there's some sort of maybe a fight or just a bunch of stuff interacting together. That's still on the Steam page, even though that's not what you would get in game. Like there's not a chance that you're going to see that many ships together in the game.
No, there's
You're
not.
probably never going to see one ship at ever.
Well, like in the
Because
picture
they
that you
won't-
have,
they won't let you see them.
the
the
picture
picture?
that you have, the ships that they're showing are actually the ships that are the big freighters that are actually in between the planets.
Right.
Now, granted, they're not as detailed as they are in here. And I started thinking about this as I was reading through the article. Some of the stuff that they had on. The pictures that are on the Steam page, if I'm not mistaken, the ones at least that are shown in the article, are ones that took place before the flood. And they had to rebuild this game from scratch. So I'm wondering if at what point, because remember they kept delaying the game. There was a lawsuit that was going on between them and Sky, whatever it's called, Sky TV or whatever. I'm wondering if it should have taken them like another 2 years to finish their game.
Again, transparency would have been nice on this
Yeah,
issue because
and
then
it's
we would have
just like-
known.
And it was just forcing them at this particular point. Because I don't see... I mean, based on because you're looking at these pictures and it's kind of like, okay. And then I'm also thinking in my head the first time it appeared at E3, which was just before the flood happened. And I feel like there was more to it than what ended up being the finished product now.
Did it flood their whole studio? Because I thought it was just Sean Murray's house that got flooded.
No, it was their entire studio got flooded.
Then if there was a problem with that, that is something they should have let the public know instead of pretending that everything was okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, they said they were going to have to build the game again from scratch. I'm pretty sure that was part of the whole thing because it was that, and they had
Then at that point, they should have been like, so some features may not be there at launch.
and then their insurance wasn't covering the flood, if I remember correctly. So it was like a double whammy type thing, which is why I think that they had to...
Also, I think that the critters on that one picture from the Steam page are much cuter than any of the ones I've seen videos of in the world. Unfair! Look at how cute that little orange one is. I don't know if you guys are looking at the Steam page, but I am, and he's freaking cute. But no, all of the ones, like I saw a whole 10-minute video compilation of people that found dick monsters because it randomly generates all of the pieces together, and some of them look like dicks. A lot of them look like 10 minutes worth of dicks. That's at least what we've got. But those are cute.
That kind of sounds like something that would come out of Spore Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I could see that. That's cute.
Little-
I think that's probably one of the only things I like about No Man's Sky is that picture right there is cute.
The orange one that's in the front, the green ones that's kind of to the right of them, behind them.
I would call that a Stego
I've seen
watermelon.
one similar to that. Yeah.
To the Stego watermelon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish this game had been so much better than it ended up being. Also, I think it's weird that they haven't really commented much. Like, you haven't heard much from Hello Games or Sean Murray since its launch. I think
August 18th was the last time he posted anything on
Twitter. Yeah, so there's been, like, nothing but silence from them. Transparency the whole time. Everybody's so mad about this. Guys, if you just talked to us, we wouldn't be so mad. Okay, continued silence. What is wrong with you? I hope other people learn from this. Other developers, please learn from this. Please don't make the same mistake. But they are being looked into for basically false advertising.
I would
Because
be
there's
interested
stuff in the
to
game that
see
didn't
what
make
other
it.
games they have gone after in that particular case, because
There was one, and I was thinking about it right before the show, and now I can't remember what it was.
Well, most companies aren't
Oh,
aren't good-
Aliens! Colonial Marines, that's what it was. Because that one got in
Yep.
big trouble, and there was a lawsuit
Yeah.
because it was falsely advertised. And I think even though there was a lot of finger pointing, I'll have to go and double check, but I think they ended up actually winning that case, and Gearbox and the other company had to split the judgment. I think I'm going to double
was
check
it
that.
Sega?
I think it was Sega.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sega.
it was Sega.
Okay, because there's that
Gearbox
whole
and Sega.
roundabout, and yeah, I think they got in some serious trouble for that. And you would think you'd learn from that, but I guess not. Maybe if you are an indie dev, you think you can get away with whatever because you are an indie dev. Or you just don't care, one way or the other. Who
It
knows?
just seemed like they
I
weren't.
think one of the arguments is like, well, hardware limitations. Like, then don't fucking advertise this shit.
Hardware limitations, though, shouldn't be an issue because people who have really high-end, like super high-end, top-of-the-line PC setups cannot run it the way that it's being shown. Not to mention some of the features just aren't there to run, like space combat and all of that shit.
Yeah, the game just wasn't done.
It wasn't ready. But the problem is they've still got all of those like old pictures and everything like that. Not only on the Steam store, but they're also looking at the PlayStation store because all of that advertising material is there as well. So it's still showing things that aren't accurate and aren't in the game. It hasn't been updated with the launch of the game and what they found out that they can and can't do.
Right.
So it's been kind of a hot button issue. Steam's still got a note up that they've gone back to their standard refund policy on this one. There's no special exemptions anymore. Originally it was like up to 2 weeks out they would refund you on Steam. They've gone back to their normal thing, although I think that might be one that you could lobby them about. They might be willing to hear you out but maybe not. Maybe not
anymore because of how many negative reviews are on that. If you buy the game, it is on your own volition at that point. You have so many fucking red flags flying up like as you are buying the fucking game. If you buy it, that's on you. You're good to go. Go ahead, play it, enjoy it, do whatever you want.
Over the last 30 days, there have only been like 13% of the reviews that have come into Steam. 13% have been positive. The rest have been negative.
It's not.
So it's still overwhelmingly negative. And there's been no word on updates or anything like that. And now they're being looked at by this group that's looking into their stuff. Sean Murray needs to be talking. They need to get some PR shit together. They need to be figuring out how to make this better and assuage their fans because...
In my opinion, it's too late. Like, you could go ahead and try. The fire's spread too far.
The fire has spread pretty far, but I think that they could still salvage relations with some people.
Okay,
like,
some
Oak's still a big proponent of them. He doesn't think that they did anything wrong and that they're fine. There are still people on his side, and there are people that are still in the middle of the fence like, hey, if you would just be honest with me about this, maybe I would feel okay with changing my review to something more positive once you started making some changes and things like that.
True, but it's not going to change the fact that this game is going to go down in history as one of the biggest flops ever. One of the biggest disasters in game release history. Like,
Actually,
people may like it, but
it's
how much...
be down there with E.T.
Yeah, like, it was hyped up so big, and then it just crashed. So big. Like, yeah, people can like it, but when you think of No Man's Sky, you're going to think of how unfortunate...
You're going to think of the negative.
Yeah, like, it's so unfortunate that this company
I am kind of curious, like, if there was a whole bunch of physical copies of this game, like, and it wasn't just, like, a download, if they would actually try to pull in E.T. and just, like, bury it all in the dumpster and just try to hide it and go, we bucked up, we'll just move past it, let's go.
But, I mean, that would be a smart thing to do because, I mean, look at what happened with the E.T. games. It's like 30 years later, they dug them all up and then sold them on eBay for, like, $50,000 a copy or some shit like that. Be a great idea.
The funny thing about that is like when you dig further into the E.T. story and it's part of that documentary as well. It wasn't just the E.T. games that were there. There was more E.T. games than others because they didn't sell well. But it was actually basically Atari dumping a bunch of games that were in there because they weren't no longer relevant.
It's marketing genius for the long game. Only if you can like retain rights to the property that you dumped it on. In the long game, now that we know that this is going to happen, it is the best idea ever. Go ahead and bury all the physical copies of No Man's Sky. In 50 years, I'll be rich. Not even 50. In like 20 years, I'll be rich.
Well, there's a lot of people that'll own the hard copies of like E.T. and stuff like that for just the fact that it was considered one of the worst games of all time.
Mm-hmm. But see, that's what I'm saying is, give it 20 years or so, and people will be like, this is an important part of our gaming history. You remember that one game that everybody was lied to about? Yeah, where can we get a copy of that?
It's not just E.T. There's a lot of games that people get just because they were bad. But, I mean, it's part of trying to complete the collection of, like, having every game in the library on a particular console.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be hard to do on something like the Wii.
You can't
There's
do
so
it on
many
PC.
third party.
Like, you can't do it on PC. Like,
well, you can, but you'd have to be so stinking rich. Like, more money than common sense.
You could do it on PC, but you'd have to be very specific. What you would have to do on that is you would have to go Commodore 64 version of a PC, IBM back in the day,
have like folders, categorize all your games by studio. Oh my god. You'd have to have like... I don't even know how much hard drive.
Yeah, actually, because there are people who do have like a Commodore 64 specifically just to play certain games.
Biker's got old consoles just to play certain games. He's still got a whole setup for Steel Battalion. And that thing's huge. Like, it's like a legit size of a cockpit.
Xbox and Steel Battalion, so I had the big controller and everything, so I can go, brr, I'm in a mech.
It's huge. Like, just, there's no way I would be able to store anything. Like, I complain about the size of Rock Band drums and shit like that. No. Steel Battalion's like, let me get my table out that I brought to play this console game with. What? Freaking ridiculous.
There's actually a well, it's Mech Warrior, but at Acon, in the Dallas Fort Worth area, they have, or at least the last time I went to Acon, they have pod things set up where it's set up to where it's like you're inside the mech. And you can play other people with it.
You could never have one of those personally. Like, nobody would ever have room for that.
I will make room.
Also, speaking of the pod things, you could really be in a mech. I keep seeing the commercials. I think they just started this week. If you go to Taco Bell, you can be one of the first people to get PlayStation VR. What?
I would like to get. Well, I want Taco Bell, but I would also like to get free VR. Come on now.
You have to buy the $5 box.
That's
I want Taco Bell, but I still would like that chance to win that VR.
Hell yeah! Hey, if I could get a free VR rig, why the fuck not?
I don't think I mean...
I don't know. I like a 7-layer burrito. That's the only thing I like from there.
I don't know what's in the box. I know there's a burrito. I've seen the commercials so repeatedly that it's like, buy this box and you get PlayStation VR, but I can't remember what's in the box. It's like a burrito and a taco and some other stuff.
All right, let's find out what's in the $5 Taco Bell box.
Maybe it's a Dorito, one of those Dorito taco thingies.
Those are actually okay.
It's a habanero quesarito, Dorito Locos tacos, and a crunchy taco and a Baja Blast.
I can make that happen. I'm okay with that.
Like
I might not eat for another 2 days, but yeah, I could probably do that.
So I mean, yeah, it's
mainly because I'm
$5.
sitting in my restroom, but it was still
Yeah.
If you win it, it was totally worth it.
Right? Well, then you could play all your video games from the bathroom because you'd have the VR. It'd be great.
Hell yeah.
You wouldn't even know that you were there.
Wow, and it gives you $40 in PlayStation Store credit too.
What? Okay, here's what I want to know though. What games? And I don't have the answer. This is me legitimately going, I need to look this up for future reference. What games are playable on PlayStation VR right now?
Let's find out.
I mean, I know Steam's got a couple of, like, several VR games, and most of them are relatively cheap, but I don't know what PlayStation's offering yet.
PlayStation VR, well, that's the Target bundle.
Games
How much is it?
First. Is it that one?
The PlayStation VR bundle comes with PlayStation Worlds, the VR rig. It's $500.
That's
Star
not too
Wars
bad.
Battlefront will have a Rogue One X-Wing VR mission.
Oh wow, it's kind of neat.
Batman Arkham VR is coming to PlayStation.
Ooh.
Riggs,
$500.
Mechanized, God words, Mechanized Combat League, which is pilot your finely tuned double gun sports rig in futuristic custom built arenas where mechanized combat and sports collide head on. I have to watch a trailer of that one.
Okay, so it'd be like BattleBots?
Final Fantasy 15 VR experience.
Yeah,
I'd try that out. Those
Really
dudes are
see
pretty.
Final
I'd like to see them in
Fantasy
VR.
but
You could only. Okay, in it you'll be able to play as Prompt 2, fighting giant monsters and hanging out with the buxom mechanic. We assume she didn't. Okay, so you'll just be able to play.
I don't want to hang out with her. I want to hang out with the dude.
No, you don't get to play the dude.
No. Oh,
Star
deal breaker.
Trek, Eagle Flight. What the hell? Eagle Flight? You get to fly with a bunch of eagles?
Oh, I saw
I
that.
get to
I
be
saw
freedom.
Actually, that one did look pretty neat. I saw that was. I think that was the E3 this year.
Until
that
dawn.
was
I mean,
Which
that
one?
would be kind of a neat demo if someone was just like, "Hey, I just want to test out the VR." Whee!
Did you say Until Dawn?
Until dawn. Rush of Blood.
So the
yeah,
DLC.
that's their own thing for it. Yeah,
VR spin-off of PS4.
I'd try that.
it looks like it's a roller coaster based.
Oh boy.
I'd try that.
Roller coaster. Yeah.
If I can watch, like, pretend to be on a roller coaster without actually ever having to be upside down, I think I'd be okay with that. I don't want to be upside down in real life. Sorry, Baka.
I would have to like test that to go. No, this is not scary whatsoever.
No, but you would, like, know that it wasn't scary. At least for me, it would be a little fun. For you, you'd be like, this is lame. I like real roller coasters because I'm a man or some crazy
The
shit
kid
like
rides
that.
at Disneyland was more thrilling than this.
Maybe like
Well,
Super
I've never
Elias.
done VR stuff, but from what I understand, the roller coaster stuff feels very real, with the exception of.
But I would know, like in my mind, I would know that I'm not really upside down, and I think that would be okay.
It looks like you've got 2 double-barrel shotguns.
So a
and you're
Reaper.
and you're on a roller coaster.
Bang,
And you
bang.
have to go through and kill stuff. Yeah.
So
I'm
they
kind of
gotta
all
go,
about
hey,
it.
roller coasters are not so exciting enough. You gotta shoot things as you go.
I kind of
Yep.
like that though. I think I'd like that one.
Wasn't
Maybe
it?
for
I'll
Christmas
tell you what it
chicken.
reminds me. It reminds me of is it Donkey Kong Country, where you had the little roller coaster part of it, where you had the little
Yeah,
mine
yeah,
car?
yeah.
That's
Yep.
what it
The
reminds me.
runaway
It's like
minecart
first person.
things?
Yeah, but it's.
So I know that Fallout's supposed to be in VR at some point, but I wonder if it's not going to happen on PlayStation because of the whole debacle with the mods.
I don't know. Maybe.
Because I don't want to buy
there's
PlayStation VR if other things I want in VR are going to be elsewhere instead.
Okay, Farpoint. You get this thing. We gotta watch. You might have to play Farpoint. I just saw a screenshot. I'm hoping that this is legit.
Is it a scary game?
It's sci-fi based. It looks like you're on somewhere near Jupiter, and it looks kind of like a desert planet or whatever. You got a gun. You got to go through and shoot things as you go.
Okay.
But one of the things looks like a very giant alien spider.
No!
Yes.
Yeah, I can see her take off the headset almost immediately. Yep, we're done. All right, next.
Time to set this on fire.
No, don't set
I'm
that
in
on
it,
fire.
let's
It's
go.
$500.
Oh, wow.
Looks
All
really
right,
cool.
well, we'll see. Maybe we'll have VR for Christmas. Somehow I doubt it because we've got other stuff that we got to spend money on. Graphics cards, chicken.
Man, if we're gonna get VR, we're getting it for the rigs, not the little toy trucks. We're getting it for the rigs.
Oh, for the PC?
Yes,
Well, Steam does have quite a few games, but they're all relatively small right now.
that's
And
fine.
you're paying double too.
Yeah, but theoretically, I guess you
It's
would
a lot more
eventually.
powerful.
Well, eventually you'd have a larger category or catalog.
Yep.
Right? Because PC is always going to have a bigger catalog
Yes,
than.
eventually, yes, you're correct.
Plus, can't you use the one for PC
Yes,
on
I'm-
on Xbox?
That's true.
Yeah.
Those are supposed to be swappable.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, it's because PC and Microsoft are like this.
Well,
Yeah,
I would hope
giant
so. It's the
spider
same name
is like-
company.
The
The
giant
size of a
spider?
dump truck.
Nope. I'm out.
Sure.
Not going to happen. No, I will not play something, especially in VR, that has spiders the size of dump trucks. No, thank you.
You know that's gonna be super fucked up. Hey, chicken, can you come in here and help me? Like,
Which is probably
take
why
off the helm,
she
put it
never
on.
wants to play the Earth Defense Force game.
Probably not. Is that the one where you fight the bugs?
Yep. Spiders
no thanks.
and
Nope.
ants and...
Nope. I'm good.
Spiders and ants and bugs. Oh my!
I'm good. All right, you guys want to start
Wrap it
winding
up. Yeah,
things
we
down?
are at an hour and 10.
Okay. I do want to mention, I know we're not streaming right now, and so whoever's watching this is watching on YouTube. If you're listening, then pretend that you're watching for a second. Close your eyes and envision us. But I wanted to mention something about YouTube. We looked at the YouTube streaming setup and everything, and it looks like it is very user-friendly and everything, and we may swap over to that and test out streaming there once our internet service will allow us to stream again. So keep an eye out for that. But if you haven't subbed to our YouTube channel yet, please do so. We need exactly 25 more subs before we can get a personalized URL for YouTube. So it would be, instead of us having to link you to stuff because the URL's like youtube.com/ all these numbers and letters, it'd be infinite respawn. Like we could actually have a customized one once we hit 100 people. So if you have not subbed to the YouTube channel, or you have some friends that haven't subbed yet, just be like, hey, could you do these people a favor because they're awesome and you love us.
Yeah, and I don't want to have to make 25 accounts just to sub to the same channel.
I'm pretty sure I can convince people I can go out of town later in the month.
Okay,
Yes, just
well,
do it. Have 'em all
sooner
sub
better
to
than
the
later.
channel.
So if you could call those people and convince them now, that'd be even better because they love you.
Just do that whole Kung Fury thing and hold up a gun to the phone and be like, hey, sub to the channel. Sub to the channel.
We are not supporting violence or threats. Nobody threaten your phone or the people on your phone, I guess. 'Cause
Everybody
if
threaten
you
all
didn't
of
tell
your
them you were
phones.
holding a gun to their
I'll
phone,
just
would they
borrow
know?
their phone, like go log into their YouTube, subscribe, and then just hand it back.
There you go.
Something like that, yes. So, I mean, I feel like it's pandering to be like, could you please do this? But at the same time, it would really be helpful to be able to say, go to youtube.com/whatever our URL is, instead of go to youtube.com and then just look us up. So, that'd be super awesome. We're looking at streaming there. I'm also cutting down how often I'm posting Let's Plays. I was doing every day, and I mainly started doing that because I was running like 2 Let's Plays at a time. We were doing Fallout, and I was trying to get through it. I'm going to cut it down to 3. I'm going to launch videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right now, which does free me up to do more. Basically, I want to have extra time to work on some extra side projects so that we can have different stuff instead of just Let's Plays. But I need some extra time to be able to do that. So that's how I'm going to facilitate that. So it'll be a little less on the channel now so that we can have more in the future. Yay!
Woo!
More is better, right?
Yes. All right. Is that all?
That's basically all I want. Go to our YouTube, sub it. We need at least 25 more. If more than 25 people sub, then hell's yes, pizza party at the end of the week. We'll see.
Pizza
For
party.
us.
And by the way, if I say pizza party, I mean Chicken and I will buy pizza, and we will take a
Eat it
picture and
as
put
you
it on
play
Twitter.
games.
You can feel it like you're there because there'll be a picture.
Yes, we'll eat it.
All right, that's all I got.
Yep, that's it.
We appreciate everybody who hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. You can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDB Oaktree. Check out Griff.
At Griffsline, I'm sorry.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
At Baka Pickle.
If you are listening to the audio version of this, make sure you go to twitch.tv/Infinite Respawn PC for now. And make sure that you listen, pay attention, and see if we end up switching over to YouTube. That'll be fantastic. But speaking of YouTube, we do have a great YouTube channel where you can watch Griff do her Let's Plays.
We're doing Bioshock right now.
In the middle of Bioshock. That's right. She's doing the remastered version.
Bioshock
It's been
forever.
so fun. So fun.
So she is currently playing through that. She's played games through with Chicken. She's played games through with Baka. So
We'll be
pretty
doing Halo
awesome.
2 very soon. We actually recorded the first one already. We just have to get a couple more ready. And I have to finish up Bioshock.
Sweet.
It's gonna be so good, you guys.
Huzzah! Grenades in the
Baka
back.
only killed me once so far.
Oh no, we gotta fix that. We have to make sure people lose count.
Great.
Also, make sure that you go to our website, infiniterespawn.com. Go on there, join the forums, hang out, and of course, you can always check out our notes for each one of our episodes as well. So if you go, what did they talk about this week? At least you already have an idea. And Griff is very kind and already has those up before the show ever starts. So you can actually follow along as you go so you can make sure that your opinion is heard. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Chicken.
I'm Baka.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.